everybody. My name is Jodi Faith, and welcome once more to the Celebrating Canadians show. Today's a little bit different as I'm going to be celebrating Canadians that I have met in my journey across Canada and even to the nations. I've been honored to have a music ministry and an opportunity as a performing artist to travel and see Canada from the very most eastern shores of Confederation all the way to the west. And today I want to start my show with a little bit of an opportunity for us all to understand a little bit more about O Canada, our national anthem. So one of the things that I learned just recently is that O Canada was actually adopted as our national anthem on July 1st, 1980. So I would say that's the version that we're singing today that says, God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. It's an interesting story that I learned that Lieutenant Governor of Quebec actually commissioned the instrumental version of O Canada in 1880. So I understand that probably 1980 was a 100-year anniversary of the actual song. And it was actually commissioned for Jean-Baptiste Day, which I thought was pretty interesting. It started in Quebec. As those of you know who've traveled Canada, really Quebec was a very huge part of first years of Canada's life as a nation, I guess we would say. The lyrics were actually written in 1880 and again in 1908. Another song that is part of this medley that I'm going to do for you is called The Maple Leaf Forever. And I know when we were talking to veterans about what we could do to honor them, which music meant the most to them, of course, there was O Canada and God Save the Queen and The Maple Leaf Forever. And I was horrified that I did not know The Maple Leaf Forever at all. I actually was really embarrassed by that. And so I went looking for it. And all of a sudden I thought, no, I do remember this song. I think we hear it usually on November 11th when we go to our Remembrance Day services. So I looked it up and I was able to actually Google The Maple Leaf Forever. And so thank you for technology and all the ways that we get to do this. Hey. It's an amazing story of how this song came to be and what the actual verses are, because I honestly had not heard that there were verses. But it goes like this. It says, in days of yore, from Britain's shore, Wolfe, the dauntless hero, came and planted firm Britannia's flag on Canada's fair domain. Here may it wave, our boast, our pride, and joined in love together, the thistle, shamrock, rose entwined, the maple leaf forever. At Queenston Heights and Lundy's Lane, our brave fathers side by side, for freedom's home and loved ones firmly stood and nobly died. And so their rights, which they maintained, we swear to yield them never. Our watchword evermore shall be, the maple leaf forever. Our fair dominion now extends from Cape Race to Nootka Sound. May peace forever be our lot, and plenteous store abound. And may those ties of love be ours, which discord cannot sever. And flourish green for freedom's home, the maple leaf forever. The commentator was talking about the fact that this might be a little bit politically incorrect right now, but do we care? No, this is our heritage. And so to every one of those fine men and women who served in the troops, who fought for the freedoms that we have here in Canada today, I thank you. My dad came to Canada as a 10-year-old. And he taught each of us in our family. We were so grateful to be in Canada. His father literally was conscripted into the German army and was lost. They never saw him after He was sent away to war. So many in their villages in the Eastern European land were taken away at night, and they never saw them again. And so my dad taught us how grateful we need to be for Canada, for the Queen, for the freedoms that we've always had. And so as I sing "O Canada," I have always sang it as a prayer. I've understood that that's what it was created to be. And so I invite you to sing along with me as we do this little medley called the Maple Leaf Medley. O Canada, a land where stalwart, amazing sons and gentle maidens rise. We keep thee steadfast through the years, from east to western sea. O Canada, where pines and maples grow, great prairies spread, and lordly rivers flow. How dear to us thy broad domain, from east to western sea, thou land of hope for all who toil, the true north strong and free. I am so grateful for the freedom that we have to be here in this nation, to lift up our voices in unity together. And as I sing for you now, I'm going to start with what would commonly be known as the fourth verse. It's a verse that reminds us of those scriptures that are at Parliament, literally on the cornerstones of those buildings, that he shall have dominion from sea to sea. That we will always be free in our land to celebrate the freedoms that we've had, the lives that we've lived, and the stories that we can tell about Canada. Ruler supreme, who hearest humble prayer, hold our dominion in thy loving care. Help us to find, O God, in thee a lasting rich reward, as waiting for the better day we ever stand on guard. God, keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. The maple leaf, the maple leaf, the maple leaf forever. The thistle, shamrock, rose, and twine, the maple leaf forever. The maple leaf, our emblem dear, the maple leaf forever. God save our Queen, and heaven bless the maple leaf forever. Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love, With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God, keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. So, O Canada, we will stand on guard for thee. In my own personal life, I've been blessed to know veterans, to actually have a son who is serving today in the Canadian Air Force. My husband, Bob, his dad was 38 years in the military, and he was a gun mechanic, and he traveled all over the world, whether it be Korea or Germany. He did spend a lot of time in service and away from his family. Bob and his brother were actually raised by their grandparents because he was away. And so as we sing and speak to the sacrifice that our young men and women have made through the generations, we're reminded of the stories that we have in our own home. As I sing this next song for you and do this recitation, I guess what we'd like to ask is that Canada not forget the veterans who have gone before us. It's an old cliche already. It says, freedom is not free. But for some of us, we've seen the sacrifice. For so many in our world, they've come home wounded and lame. They have stories that they would like to tell, but somehow there's a spirit of dishonor. And so I would like to encourage us, each of us, to ask for the veterans we know to share their stories with us, because they won't be along forever, and we'll be able to learn them and maybe share them with the generations to come. Day is done, gone the sun, from the lakes, from the hills, from the skies. All is well, time to rest. God is nigh. He was getting old and paunchy, and his hair was falling fast, and he sat around the Legion telling stories of the past, of a war that he had fought in and the deeds that he had done. In his exploits with his buddies, they were heroes, everyone. And though sometimes to his neighbors his tales became a joke, all his buddies listened quietly, for they knew whereof he spoke. But we'll hear his tales no longer, for old Fred has passed away, and the world's a little poorer, for a veteran died today. No, he won't be mourned by many, just his children and his wife, for he lived an ordinary, very quiet sort of life. He held a job and raised a family, going quietly on his way, and the world won't know his passing, though a veteran died today. When others leave this earth, their bodies lie in state, while thousands note their passing and proclaim that they were great. Papers tell of their life stories from the time that they were young, but the passing of a veteran goes unnoticed and unsung. It is the ordinary fellow who in times of war and strife goes off to serve his country and offer up his life. He is paid off with a medal and perhaps a pension small, which is disproportionate to the service that he gave us all. It's so easy to forget them, for it is so long ago that our Freds and Gordons and Thelmas went to battle. But we know he was just a common veteran, and his ranks are growing thin. But his presence should remind us we are needing his likes again. For when countries are in conflict, then we find the soldier's part is to clean up all the troubles that other people start. If we cannot do him honor while he's here to hear the praise, then at least let's give him homage at the ending of his days. Perhaps just a simple headline in the paper that might say, "Our country is in mourning, for a veteran died today." Then good night, peaceful night, as the trumpet guides you to the light. Rest in peace, soldier dear. God is nigh. Hey everybody, welcome back. It's just been an awesome privilege for me to be able to share some of the Canadians that I love and I've celebrated through the years. My husband has been an amazing inspiration to me, and it was actually him who used to make me sing all the time. It was like, "Oh, Leanne, you're having a birthday party. Jodi will sing for you." We've only been married since the year 2000, but he felt like I was supposed to be singing all the time. He actually felt very sincerely that God was showing him that he had to make me sing. And so on the night that he asked me to marry him, it was on one condition, that I would sing at the wedding. I was absolutely sort of flabbergasted at the idea because I had no self-esteem. At that point in time, I had never sung a solo to speak of. For years and years, I had not sung. And so Bob constantly, "Oh, you guys are having a reunion. Jodi will sing for you. Oh, you guys are getting married. Jodi should sing for you." So it was an interesting season. And yet, here I am all these years later. So Bob and I were actually married in the year 2000. And in about 2007, I wrote this song. It's called Lady of Destiny. I had been offered a music distribution deal with Universal Music in Canada. So to go from not singing for years and now all of a sudden have your music being distributed across the nation and to the nations was a big deal. I was on my way to that meeting in Calgary to actually sign the paperwork with Universal Music. And I said to God, well, I really need a jingle. If they're going to have an advertising campaign, I should have a jingle. Well, as I was driving down the road from Medicine Hat area all the way to Calgary, I had little Post-it notes all over my dash as this song came to be. It's called Lady of Destiny. It's been on air all over Norway, all over the East. I honestly don't even know where all it's been. Honestly, I hear about it. We walked into a place, Portage La Prairie, Manitoba, and here was a group clogging to my song. I was like, "Oh, that's so cool. Where did you ever find that?" "Oh, on YouTube." And so it's been a kind of fun to discover where the song has gone. And it is my jingle, tells my story in a nutshell. I hope that you enjoy it. I am proof that dreams come true and you can have it all. Ain't no need to stand there with your back against the wall. A journey of 1,000 miles starts with that first step. And darling, long as you have breath, you're not finished yet. I'm a lady of destiny, living my fantasies, living abundantly. Hey there, come join me, footloose and fancy free, living God's plans for me. A lady of destiny, thank God I'm me. Used to lay in bed and hide my head and cry and sigh and pray. Couldn't stand the thought of living through one more lousy day. Then I stood up, said enough's enough. I was ready for a change. Took my life back by the horns, giving destiny the reins. I'm a lady of destiny, living my fantasies, living abundantly. Hey there, come join me, footloose and fancy free, living God's plans for me. A lady of destiny, thank God I'm free. I'm a lady of destiny, living my fantasies, living abundantly. Hey there, come join me, footloose and fancy free, living God's plans for me. A lady of destiny, thank God I'm free. I'm a lady of destiny, thank God I'm free. Thank God I'm free. Thank God I'm free. Thank God I am free. Oh yeah. So, yes, I have been called a lady of destiny, and that is a big part of my story, is that, for a lot of years, I just didn't stand up and I didn't have a voice. I now do have a voice. I like to say that I got my voice back, and I know some of the segments that we've done for the Celebrating Canadians show has really been about people who've stepped in to help others out, people who have a real heart to serve the community or help people connect in their communities. There's some wonderful stories, and especially when you're talking about new immigrants or people who came to Canada, they just share from such a heart of gratitude the people that reached out to them when they were new in Canada, when they were hurting. Maybe somebody who's lived here forever as have their people, but they've just been in a place that was really hard, and they met someone who came alongside of them so that they could journey through healing. And this song is dedicated to all of you, to those who stand up and get involved in the lives of other people. I wouldn't be who I am today except for a bunch of little white-haired ladies that said that they would pray for me. I wouldn't be here today except for girlfriends that would go out with me and help me to live a life outside of drug and alcohol abuse. Like, I remember going to some of these old coffee houses and things, and that's the reason I'm here today. I know that because I was able to rebuild my life that way. So this song is called I Am There, and it is for each one of you who've been there for me personally, for one another, and for whomever you're going to reach out to tomorrow. When your heart is hurting for a love that's lost, or rejection's reeling from a hardened heart, and the quiet tears don't seem to want to stop, I am there. When you're grieving deeply, yet no one cares, or you're baffled by the depth of love not shared, and the pain of loss tries to overwhelm, I am there, I am there, and the love I have for you will never end, and the hope I offer you once more extends to the deepest, darkest place within your soul. I am there, I am there, and the sun will shine if you will lift your head. Rebuke the fear and pain, I'll be your friend. Strength and peace will fill that void within. And together we will start to walk in joy again. You're not alone. No, I am there. Every moment of every day. No, I care. And the sun will shine if you will lift your face. And the life you're waiting for will be full of grace. Strength and peace will fill the void within, and I'll be there. I'll be there. I am there. So yeah, if you've been there in my life, thank you. To those of you who are out there just reaching out, God bless you. That's it for today. Thank you for being here. Bye-bye.